A modern bridge, tons of steel and concrete, capable of carrying thousands of vehicles every day, costing hundreds of millions of dollars to build. But not so long ago, another kind of span served America too. The covered bridge. You can still see some of these great old structures in rural areas, particularly in New England. They were erected by craftsmen and carpenters so that the bridges could be safely traveled during the severe winters. The materials came from the surrounding woods, the labor and craftsmanship from the nearby towns. The coming of the motor car signaled the end for most of America's old covered bridges, but not all. The BIDELL Bridge is the second longest covered bridge in America. It crosses the Connecticut River, connecting Vermont and New Hampshire. A short while ago, it appeared that it too, like its older brothers of the 19th century, was doomed. Years of high water and floods had taken their toll on BIDELL Bridge. The whole structure sagged badly, weakened by broken struts in the foundation. When the state finally ordered it dismantled, the town of Haverhill took action. A group of concerned citizens formed a corporation and raised the money to repair and save their bridge. It was a challenge, however. Repairing a wooden bridge is almost a forgotten craft. They were built with no mechanical equipment. Every hole had to be cut and bored. Every timber hauled by ropes and rollers and bolted into place by hand. Luckily, the town found a craftsman who hadn't forgotten. Arnold GRAYTON. Arnold makes his living repairing old wooden bridges.
We're the only ones in New England who make a business of it. And as I said, we're the only ones in the country who are building authentic covered bridges today. Well, I have two sons who work with me, and we run a very small crew, except for times when we might need someone to carry out timbers or do some such work. We find that working a small crew, we can control the quality of our work more accurately. If you have too much help, you might make more mistakes. Well, the studying we have done on the saving or restoring of covered bridges has been through taking apart the work of the old masters, the parts that we've had to replace. There are no books in which you can study this. Well, on some of the bridges we take apart to overhaul, we take a timber out, and in many cases the joint is as bright as the day it was put together because it was so perfect that light didn't penetrate the joint in the 100 years that has passed.
Modern tools are effective, but this old chisel was used in the building of the original bridge a century ago.
In other days, they had timbers that would, native trees that would make, saw out 12 by 12, 40 feet long, because a lot of the bridges have them that size. But today it's impossible to find any native trees that size. It's hard to get even a 12 by 12 that is 20 feet long instead of 40. We use all the native wood we can, but the balance of it has to come from Oregon, and it's Oregon fir.
An interesting thing about wooden bridges in snow country is that they usually outlast steel. Why? Crystallized salts used in modern snow removal techniques tend to corrode steel, but oddly enough, these same salts strengthen wood. It will have taken about 2 years to make the covered bridge as good as new, but it should be another 50 years before repairs are again necessary. The BIDELL Bridge will soon be in service once more, for future generations to use and enjoy. As the United States commemorates its bicentennial era, the heritage and craftsmanship of pioneer days continue to live on in this small New England community. In Turkey,